Hello, welcome back. As I told you, we're going to continue to talk about conditions, but we're going to do it in the context of something that is a little serious. I like this activity because it makes you think about you and your future and the implications of the things that we do right now. So let's read together the instructions. Let's read the instructions together so that we can understand what we're going to do. All right? It says, create a story, create a story about a person who is having trouble finding a job because he or she didn't finish high school. Oh, this person that you're going to write about has problems finding a job, all right, an occupation, finding work. With adults, work means money, that's how we live. So he's having trouble finding a job because he or she didn't finish high school. Some jobs require that the person have a high school diploma. Of course, there are many others that require that you have a university degree, but in this situation, it's just something that requires that a person have a high school diploma. The person quit school, so quit school means abandoned school, stopped going to school because he or she didn't understand math and science. So math and science is too hard, so I'm gonna quit school, and the person didn't finish high school for that, because of that. Include details about things he or she could have done to finish his or her studies, or his or her high school studies, I mean. So details, things that this person could have done differently because they didn't finish. So this person is reflecting on things that could have been different if he or she had finished school. So that's the general context for your story. And there is one final instruction. Write the story in the first person. The first person meaning I. So it's not about you, but it's a fictional story that you're going to write in the first person. So the story would say, if I had something, all right? So I'm going to give you some time to think about it. So for that, please pause the video, and when you finish your story, you resume the video, and I will show you some possible answer, all right? See you in a moment. All right, so I'm glad you're back, and I'm going to show you something that a girl wrote. All right, she says, if I had known how difficult it is to find a decent job, I like that word decent. A decent job means a job that pays some decent money, not minimum wage, for example, just to survive, something that is good enough to live. So how difficult it is to find a decent job without a high school diploma, I would have stayed at school. Yes, I would have stayed at school. That's good. Next, if I had known what I know now, if I had known what I know now, he or she has some, let's say she knows some things now that she didn't know when she was a high school student. So if I had known what I know now, I would have done things differently. Definitely. I would have done things differently. Of course, that didn't happen, but that is what she is reflecting about. I suppose I would have asked for help when I was having trouble understanding math and science. Asking for help may be the key. If you have problems, ask for help. You don't have to carry the whole world over your shoulders when you have people that you can ask, counselors, parents, friends. There are many people you can go to, even counseling services, psychologists. Even the government has people that can provide consultation and give advice to people. I'm not saying that this is your situation, but it is just putting this in context. Next. I got so frustrated that I just quit. Yes. I wonder what would have happened if I had explained the situation to my teachers. Your teacher is your first resource when you have problems. If she didn't understand or he didn't understand math, go to the math teacher. Teacher, I don't understand these equations or this calculus or this trigonometry problem. I had trouble with math when I was in high school, and I understand. I didn't ask my teachers. I just did what I could, but oh well, I didn't do it at the time. That's why I became an English teacher. That's one of the reasons. Maybe they would have found a way to help me. Maybe the teachers would have found a way to help me. Yes, it is true. We always find ways to help students. I just hope I can find an option to finish my studies soon. Yay! I just hope I can find an option to finish. So this person is reflecting, thinking back, and later in a few years, after having finished or missed the opportunity to finish high school, she is going to, or he or she is going to finish their studies. That is very nice. I like the end of the story. So I don't know what story you wrote, but this is a good sample, I think. So I hope it helps you practice conditions and that you have learned about what could happen if you don't finish your studies. That is also important to know. So now we're going to listen to, I'm going to pause my video so that you can listen to the girl who wrote this pronounce this. All right, remember that you can listen to it and you can pronounce after her. I'm going to pause my video, listen to her pronunciation, please.
If I had known how difficult it is to find a decent job without a high school diploma, I would have stayed at school. If I had known what I know now, I would have done things differently. I suppose I would have asked for help when I was having trouble understanding math and science. I got so frustrated that I just quit. I wonder what would have happened if I had explained the situation to my teachers. Maybe they would have found a way to help me. I just hope I can find an option to finish my studies soon.
All right, thank you. So now we're going to move on to the next activity, to the last activity of this section, in which we're going to use comic strips to practice conditions. So I'll wait for you there.